don't even make TikToks anymore, but I had to make a TikTok about this. I was like, hey, everybody, is this just me? Am I a pervert? Or what led me to this side of TikTok? I can't even message one of my friends with a curse word in it without them saying, hey, do you want to report Euban for using profanity? But you can show your breasticles. It's kind of a big gap there. Like
Save the tatas. Good for them.
there was different ranges all the way from the itty bitty titty committee to the ones the size of my freaking head, dude. And you know, mine got a big ass head.
With the show called Body Wrong.
Yeah, that perked you up. That was all them eyebrows. That went above the bill of the hat. I may have mentioned some tatas, and that gave Goot quite the smile. Hello, I'm
Always
Euban
does.
Whack Enough, and I'm joined with Goot today. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. It's just me and him. Unfortunately, I had T-ball, and he's the only one who can stay up late, even though Max doesn't have any kids. It's ridiculous.
We're currently recording on Wednesday night, and he's getting ready for a weekend trip for a wedding. How's that
Who
make
packs
sense?
that early?
Do it Friday night. Leave Saturday.
Who has more bags, T-Dog or Max?
Ooh, I think Max is in this one.
I kind of want to say, and he's probably the bougie one too. They're like, you see the Louis Vuitton bag or the Burberry or whatever the hell it is. You're like, who is that? T-Dog's? No, that's mine. It's like, of course he is. I don't know. Isn't he like 5'2"? He's probably got like a kid's Spider-Man backpack that he packs all of his shit.
I can't remember his height. It's probably like 5'2", 5'3". I want to say 5'4", but we'll ask
No,
him.
you're 6 foot, right?
6'1".
Okay, that's about. I'm like 6'1", 6'2". So I think, yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I could see. I'd have to look down. Even like you guys, it's like, of course you're this mouthy.
But before I move, I do want to come see you guys. Like when I move, I'll be closer to you. But before I leave West Virginia, I'm gonna go like surprise visit Max, or at least have it on his schedule. Like, I'm coming up. We're doing something. Let's do it.
See, that would be cool. That would be really cool. I don't know if we did do a meetup. I'm
Playing
still
golf,
trying to
man.
think of like.
We're playing
I think
golf.
was it Nashville? Wasn't
But
that?
for the fantasy football draft.
I'm so down for that. To do a live draft just to mock everybody. Oh yeah, that would be a good time. But you know what? I was gonna say I'm not really into country music, but I'm lying because lately, do you listen to country?
Not so much. If it's on, I don't mind it. But I mean, I don't like go out of my way to go find it.
I usually didn't either, but every time that I'd go to like the gas station, any location, of course, since I'm out in the middle of nowhere, it's country music. So you hear it, regardless if you don't want to, it's going to be around. Even the pumps at the gas station, they have the little TVs in there playing country music. And I'm like, my God. But
Really?
there's one guy been kind of digging lately. Old Morgan Wallen just released his album, I think yesterday.
Were you just introduced to him, or did you know of him?
So whenever I looked into him, I didn't realize how many songs that I knew. You know what I mean? I guess I was pleasantly surprised about how many that I recognized. And then his newest album, kind of digging it. I'm usually, if someone said country, I'd be like, that's pretty lame. Like, not get the whole sad songs about drinking in your truck and your dog dying and your heartbreaking type of shit. I don't want to listen to it. Give it to me now. Let me spit into a spittoon. I'm ready. Oh.
It's funny you mentioned that because I live in the middle of nowhere too, in the country. And when I was getting gas before I got a Tesla, I'll never forget getting gas at middle of nowhere, and they were playing like the top 3 like single hits that week, and they started playing Betty from Young Gravy. I'm like, what? Who's this cat? And like I got deep into it. Like I'm like, I like this kid's flow. I'm like, he's stealing a lot of beats, but it works.
I can't deny I like Young Gravy. Whenever he was on TikTok and everything, loved him. Loved it. Anytime that his song was on there, he had little pop-up shows everywhere, and I'd be like, oh, I kind of want to go to those. Speaking of pop-up shows, did you see which band has been doing some small town shows? Old rock band from the early 2000s, mid 2000s?
The Grateful Dead?
No, the All American Rejects.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know if you remember them or not, but
yeah. We bring
all
them
of
every week now. The last 2 weeks, man.
I was a big fan. I'm not gonna lie. I was a huge fan of them whenever they were out. I listened to their shit, and they've been doing these small like pop-up shows. They're like, hey, like they were recently in Columbia, Missouri, and I was like, oh, that's like 3 hours away. That's almost worth it to like go there and just wait for them to say the location. They showed up in people's backyards to like graduation parties. They were at a bowling alley in like Minneapolis.
Are they desperate to get paid?
No, I
That
think
kind of
they're
that kind
going
of
back to like
hurts.
the old roots, I think is what it is.
I don't know. That sounds like a double standard right there. They're either desperate or they just don't give a shit anymore.
I think it's going to be a great publicity stunt. Maybe it's the marketing thing. I don't know. Because I'm like, you're getting all these TikTokers to share videos like, oh, hey, they're here, they're here. They're garnering that influence of like, look at them playing at these small shows. They're doing these intimate shows with their fans and everything. Well, they may just be desperate.
Nostalgia.
And I mean, just think about it. Like, I saw the All American Rejects at a bowling alley, and like, that's kind of lame. They're like, no, it was actually part of this whole TikTok thing. And I think they're trying to get relevant again.
Yeah.
And this is a way to do it.
Well, last week we were talking about music and it was I think 2 weeks ago. Ghost, do you know that band?
Yeah.
Like they had the number one most selling records like vinyls. They sold over like 435,000 like records that day. It made me so happy because some of the songs kick ass. Some of the stuff is like too soft rock to me, but just the fact that people want physical media more, that warms my heart. Because I still have all my DVDs, 4Ks, and my VHS tapes, and just I love having physical media.
I mean, you see all the games and stuff like that I still have. I'm a firm believer of that as well. I have all my DVDs and box sets, and that Morgan Wallen guy that I was talking about, he has vinyl on there as well, and it's different. He's actually, I want to say at Target, if you buy the CD, you get a fishing license with it, right?
No,
But the
but that you
vinyl,
get the register for the county with that.
I know. I was like, I don't know if I want to, but it's an option. I mean, I'm just like, hey, that's a little different. If you get the vinyl, I believe it was $49.99, you can get a hunting license with it. So I was like, I've never seen that before. So not only is it cool that they are doing the vinyl again and everything. Even my daughter, who's 14, absolutely obsessed with vinyl. She wants to go to the store all the time, look at the old vinyls. It's sad she's obsessed with Pink Floyd now. I'm a
That's
hater.
sad. Why?
I'm not a Pink Floyd fan.
Their new stuff sucks, but their old stuff is still classic. Dark Side of the Moon, whatever. I mean, just it's fantastic stuff.
I know everyone. They always tell me, they're like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" There was a phase of my life where everybody who like wore the Beatles shirts, the Pink Floyd shirts, the Rolling Stones shirts, Nirvana, all that. I'm like, I kind of hate them. I hate all those bands that I listed. Even Nirvana, I'm like, I don't hate them, but I don't go out of my way to listen to them at all.
I hear you. I mean, there's like three songs I mostly listen to all the time. If I need something to get me pumped up, I mean, just like Smells Like Teen Spirit just changed. It was like such a game changer. So whenever I hear it, I like sit there. I'm like, God, that's such a good song. They killed it.
Whenever you say that, like, it is a good song, but we played it in my marching band whenever I was in middle school. So every time I hear it, I think of an alto saxophone and a heavyset little individual with frosted tip hair just getting it. So probably another reason why I hate it. That and Tequila. That song.
Yeah. I was thinking The Sandlot, so it makes me happy.
See, mine again, marching band. So I need to start thinking positively. You know what I mean? I'm so negative. I gotta change my thinking, because every time I hear those two songs, not that one was revolutionary or anything, like same thing with the Beatles. If I hear any of their songs, I know they changed the way rock music was influenced. I get it. F them. You know what I mean? I'm just not. I don't care. I'm glad Yoko Ono did her job. She got John Lennon killed. She should have done the rest.
Is she still alive? She's still alive, right?
Yeah, she has to be, right?
I think so.
I don't think she's dead yet. I just got it popped up too. She's still alive. She's 92.
Wow.
Yeah, because she absorbed John Lennon's spirit and was able to sacrifice him to live, to be immortal, I think is what it is.
I bet. I believe it. That's hilarious.
92. I don't think she was ever attractive.
No.
I hate to be that person, but I don't know.
I feel the same way.
She reminds me of this lady that used to live in this small town that I grew up in. She had a husband named Ben Kwan, was his name. And He wasn't very smart. It floods where we live, and it floods on each side of the bridge. So you can see the bridge, but before you get to it, you're going to hit some water. And it can be up to windshield high, how deep this water gets. He was driving his little Toyota Corolla, gunned it, going 70. He's like, I see the bridge. I can make it. Went right through the water. They had to get a helicopter and put a ladder down and rescue old Ben Kwan through his sunroof. It was awesome. And that lady looks just like his wife.
It's hilarious. Did you get flooding with the bad storm that hit you this week?
There was some flooding. My whole yard floods usually whenever we get this much rain. And it was confirmed that we actually had a tornado that hit about 15 miles away. Right. And I was like 10 minutes from driving through it. I was like, man, this is just getting kind of bad. And then my daughter calls me. She's like, hey, there's like a tornado down right close to where you're at now. We're watching you on Snapchat where you're at. Can you go a little bit faster? And I was like, really? I'm like even trying to look in my rearview mirror. I was like, damn. I was like, it is pretty dark out that way. And I was like, I kind of want to turn around and see what's going on.
Storm chasing, baby.
Yeah, dude, that's content. Let's make some money if we die. But I didn't even know this was possible. And this is just because I'm not educated. But did you know there could be an EF0 tornado?
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Well, it's just my old profession. I like studying that kind of stuff.
Fair enough. So anybody listening, am I the only one that didn't know that was a thing? I mean, 0, that seems like it's not a tornado. If it's 0, it's nothing. But apparently the wind speeds can reach 65 to 85 miles an hour, typically causing minor damage such as broken branches, shallow-rooted trees, toppled damaged shingles, gutters, and siding. Which means State Farm's going to be in the area doing some hail damage probably. I hate when I see their little pop-ups, but usually there's a food truck that parks next to them. Now I'm kind of excited. EF0. They're even showing pictures of it too, but it's like a pencil dick.
Yeah. I was looking at a picture. I'm like, yeah, pencil dick.
Speaking of some dick, did you hear about P. Diddy and Steve Harvey?
You mentioned this pre-show, and I looked it up real quick just to get a brief synopsis of what's going on. Is it just his stepdaughter that's involved, or cook with me? What's going on?
So, again, I'm usually uninformed, but I've seen now, and of course, if it's on TikTok, it's got to be true. It's got to be true if it's on TikTok. 3 videos talking about, apparently during the court trial, that it was noted that Steve Harvey and P. Diddy have a secret relationship of over 25 years, I believe is what it was. Now I'm looking it up. But it was like a secret relationship, and now I'm a firm believer. Wait, did Diddy date Steve Harvey's daughter? Is that what it is?
That's what I saw. I asked ChatGPT to give me a brief synopsis of what's going on with that, and it was like one of the different things it said. So I'm like, oh no. There was some stuff he had like money dealings with Diddy giving like Howard University like $1 million or something like that for donation. So it's just him like publicly praising his philanthropy.
They were boning for sure.
Yeah.
I like that better. And it also said people search for Pat Sajak. So I don't know how he's related. Just another game show host, but I wonder if did he or didn't he as well get touched?
Was he the old guy with the Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he left.
Pat Sajak.
That's why he left.
Dude, they keep on saying this is the reason why Ellen left, because she was in the whole Diddy ring or whatever. And I'm like, I haven't seen Ellen in a while. I don't know what I don't know what
She's
ever
a
happened.
piece of shit human being. She treated everyone like shit. That's why.
I just looked. Lori Harvey's actually kind of cute. His daughter.
Really?
Well, let me see if I can get this on this screen.
Oh wow.
You
She's
see
28 years old.
Let's pull her up real quick. She was on there right next to Pat Sajak. She cute. Lori Harvey. She don't have her daddy's mustache. But them eyebrows.
Do they answer wig or real hair?
I don't know. I feel like if I answer, it's kind of racist. A white man shouldn't answer that question, I don't think. Not in today's America.
You'll never touch a black woman's hair.
Never. Jump in a pool, girl. See what happens. Just push her in a pool. Politely. With consent. With consent. If she says no, still do it. But yes, that's she's kind of cute, you know? I mean, all right, Diddy. We'll give you this one. We'll give you this one. Now, if you're banging Steve, dude has some nice teeth. He has some Walter Goggins teeth.
I do love him, man. I do love him as an actor. He's awesome.
Me too. And that reminds me, your boy started a new show. It's finally. It's not new, but the Righteous Gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on episode 5. Look at me go. Actually, I think I'm on 6 now, but I've got to the song where they're Mama told me not to, I did it anyway. Yeah, boy. That shit's hilarious. And I forget who the character that plays the daughter. There's like Adam Devine or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you got a brain fart now. Who's the guy that wrote the show? The main guy.
John Goodman or Danny McBride?
McBride.
I was thinking Chad Powers.
The sister. She is hilarious.
Is it Judy Gemstone?
I think so. Yes.
Plays Eddie Patterson. Eddie.
Yes. That is I don't know what it is. Every time that she says anything, I'm usually finding myself snickering. Like she tickles my funny bone. And then I don't know. I usually don't get hooked on shows. This one kind of grabbed me. And then especially whenever they ran over some individuals and stuff like that, I was dying laughing. Didn't realize how much wiener I was going to be seeing in that show. I was a little surprised, but also I was like, I'm not alone. Look at them tiny little things dangling on them balls. That's all right. That's when you saw those Greek statues. Everyone's like, ew, why is the wiener so small? That's normal. Leave us alone. What the hell? Get out of here.
People go look at it every day.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
And take pictures of it.
Do you ever have a proud dick day?
Every day, man.
That's good for you. Good for you. I mean, there's just those days where you just look at it and you're like, you're proud of it, but you're like, damn, it like looks good today. Like that's a picture worthy dick right there, And I forgot I even had some of those. Sometimes I go through Google Photos and it's just like, bam, there's my dick. And I'm like, I should probably delete that. If I die and they go through my phone, they're like, let's go through Dad's pictures. Is that his dick? Oh, I don't want them to do that, I gotta delete these dick photos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it in my will for at least my son to destroy my phone. Don't look at it.
Yes. Throw it in the river.
Smash it. Do whatever you want. Set it on fire. Throw it somewhere. It'll never be found again.
Don't check my search history. For the love of God, don't check my search history. It'll burn your eyes. I'm always an incognito, and I feel like people think that you're automatically like beating it if you have an incognito window. I use it all the time because I don't like what I'm searching for to be on all my social medias and everything. Yeah. So I'm just programmed immediately. If I open the browser, I'm like, especially if I'm searching for like airlines or anything like that, I put it in incognito. If it doesn't work that way, it does in my mind. It does in my mind. I don't see those ads. All right. I don't know. I'm like, I do it all the time. And then I show somebody my phone and they're like, hey, like you got an incognito window open. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm shopping for lumber at Menards. I'm like, that's what I'm doing. They're like, oh, okay. Like, why are you an incognito? And I have to explain to them. I was like, I don't want the ads. I don't want that stuff. Do you do it too?
I will now, but no, I never thought about it before. Because I obviously you have it looks like Jim Belushi or something like that, that guy with the glasses. So you look at it and think it's trouble. Like, what are you trying to hide? And it's like, well, thanks for noticing. What are you hiding too? It's like,
it does. Now you say that what it looks like. Now I will never ever see that image or that icon different again. Damn you. As soon as you said that, I'm like, son of a bitch, Jim Belushi. Like it does. But I don't know. People see that and they automatically assume they're like, you were beating it. And I'm like, huh? I was like, nah, man, probably. I mean, that's not like, don't rule that out.
Yeah,
but
I'm at Target right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, this is a Macy's. What are we doing here? But I don't know. People find it weird that I do that. And I'm like, this is the reason why. Same reason why I also put in, I think I mentioned before, even if I'm going home, I put in my route and GPS because Google Maps will tell you if there's a cop. You don't need a police radar. People put that on there. And you get points for recommending that stuff too, or doing it yourself.
It's Google Maps or was it Waze?
Google Maps. They can
They
do it
started
too.
that now?
Yeah, you can just put like you hit the little plus button, and you can say like there's a stalled vehicle, a cop, road work, anything like that.
Oh my god! So you just give me a flash because I was using it last week. So I borrowed my dad's cargo van, and since being in the process of moving, last week I moved over 4,000 pounds of trash to the dump. And but my dad works in the like Virginia, Maryland, DC area. He had a Garmin GPS on the windshield, and I'm like, it still works. I'm like this. I have so many questions. So I'm like, he still uses this because being in Maryland, you have to be hands free, and he's got a little thing for the phone. So I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. I gotta ask more about this. Like, you still pay to have the maps updated, but it blew me away. He still has one. They still exist.
I forgot that you had to pay for like the updated maps. I forgot about that. Honestly, I forgot about Garmin's until you even mentioned that because that just seems like I remember MapQuest just printing off
Yeah,
the directions. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Highlighting like the important ones that you didn't remember. You're like, okay, God, definitely got to change this. This is only, oh, this is less than 2 miles. Right lane, boom, boom, and just being prepared that way. Or stopping at a gas station and getting those gigantic maps that you would get, like that would cover your whole windshield. Those were the days. Kids, kids aren't going to experience that anymore. They're not going to be able to look at a map or even determine how to even use it. They're just going to be like, oh, okay, Google Maps, let me just type it in. Bam. Oh, you need to know the longitude, latitude? It's right here. There it is. You want to know what temperature it is right here? Bam. You want to know the water elevation? Bam.
Yeah,
Water elevation?
my wife and I are joking. The kids not having it. So I do have all those maps saved. Like I found them when I was packing. I'm like, oh, this is gold. But like when we go to the next house, where I was like, Jessica, because sometimes we go out and leave the kids at home, and you, I used to have my work phone so they could call me if they needed me. So I'm like, let's get a phone that you have to like freaking dial it, like an old school phone, and see just watch record their reaction to them trying to like it's like trying to touch the things to see if it works.
Could you imagine? I do want to see kids do that.
I know.
Did you ask them how do they answer a phone? Did you ever see that trend when you ask like younger kids now, like, hey, pretend that you're on the phone? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's depressing. They just put their palm out and they just go, hello? And I'm
Ugh.
like, no, 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 no. It's this.
Yeah.
It's this. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, and they're like, hey, no, no, no. They're like, it's this. And they pretend that they're on the phone. They do this. I was like, ah, that's wild. I was like, that's just the generation gap thing.
Paradigm shift, man.
It's ridiculous. You know, um, we mentioned TikTok earlier too. And I know you don't get on TikTok much, but I don't know what's going on with my algorithm, but it's showing me some titties. And I'm not upset about it. But every third video now is either a movie scene, like I've seen Leslie Mann's titties in the This Is 40 or whatever,
Yeah.
probably a dozen times a day. There's Jennifer Lawrence. She body slammed somebody.
That's the
Oh,
new
with their
movie.
titties out?
That was on the beach.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a comedy. What was it called? She's like a pretends to be like a hooker just to get loose. Like this kid. Imagine being a smart kid and you never had a girlfriend, and like the parents try to hire this woman to get him to lose his virginity before he goes to college. And this kid is so awkward. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's trying so hard and he's like refusing. It's like it just burns your soul watching. It's just like, God, what's wrong with kids nowadays?
Cringy. You know, that's what the kids call it nowadays or whatever. It's cringy. But she has nice titties.
She
I
does.
will say that. If it's a stunt double, kudos to you, whoever that is. Nice set, miss. But every single time now I get on there, it is either like there's one I don't even know what show it is, but I made I don't even make TikToks anymore. But I had to make a TikTok about this. I was like, hey everybody, is this just me? Am I a pervert? Or what led me to this side of TikTok, and why is it not getting any kind of like content violations? I can't even message one of my friends with a curse word in it without them saying, hey, do you want to report Euban for using profanity? And it's like, what? Are you kidding me? But you can show your breasticles. So I'm like, it's kind of a big gap there. What,
Save the tatas. Good for them.
there was different ranges all the way from the itty bitty titty committee to the ones the size of my freaking head, dude. And you know, mine got a big ass head. And it's just my friends were asking me, they're like, hey, dude, we're not even on this side of TikTok. Can help us out. So I started tagging them in these videos. Well, that tells TikTok too. They're like, hey, this guy really, really likes these videos. Like, he's tagging people in them now. He's watching them multiple times. Like, let's show him some more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm up to, if I were to get on my TikTok right now, I guarantee you, minimum of 10 videos, I will see some titties. Minimum. I'm fairly confident. I wanted to say 5, but I don't know if they've caught on to it yet or not. But I can't even open up TikTok in public now. I feel like it's Instagram, or like, I feel
Or
like it's
X.
exactly like, I'm like, am I on Burley's Twitter
I know,
or
right?
X? You know, I'm like, is this his Instagram that he's sending me videos? I'm like, it's all titties. I'm not going to show it, but now I'm kind of curious to see how many videos it'll take to get to the goods.
Yeah, yeah. I've never had TikTok before. I don't know. I never went down that road or did down that realm. What you got?
It's so I'm going to start now. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 3. It was 3. It's gosh dang it. I
33%.
really want to. I can't. Okay, so this, it doesn't show. I'm gonna like it too, so I can get back on this again. There we go. Hold on. How do I get? Oh, okay. There we go. I'm gonna like this one too. So they have, it's their whole page is this now, but it's I mean, you can't see nothing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Side boob, yeah.
on pause it shows everything, and I'm just like, this is amazing. I don't know what's going on, but don't you dare ask me to open up TikTok in front of anybody anymore now. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah, I was listening. Use fun around me. I was listening to the Bert Kreischer. How do you say his last name?
Kreischer?
Kreischer.
Yeah,
It's him and Joe Rogan, and like, yeah, he gave his phone to his daughter, and like his wife was like, "You gotta parent control the heck out of that," because he's like, "Daddy," or I can't look at this. Like, how messed up his like feed is on like Instagram or X or anything.
that reminds me too. Tom Segura's Bad
Yeah,
Thoughts. We mentioned that last week too. Did you see that at all?
yeah, I did. I watched it
What
afterward.
did you think of it?
He is just a mad genius, dude. The level of like funniness he can approach, like even if it offends you or doesn't offend you, you're going to laugh because it's somewhat true, but he's also being like, it's the facetious part to it, but he's just a mad genius. Like the stuff outside the box thinking is just fantastic. It is so funny.
So I'm a huge fan of Tom Segura. I've seen him do stand up live, watched all of his specials and everything. Huge fan. I hated it. I don't know what it was. I saw the first part of it where he was like the sniper guy or whatever. Laughed, and I was like, this whole thing's like that. I end up going like, man, 3 or 4 episodes in, and it was just kind of like, oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know. I've seen some of them on TikTok, and some of them are really, really good, right? And I didn't see a lot of those yet, so maybe I just wasn't patient enough. But it just, I don't know. I was like, didn't capture my attention.
But no, I don't know. It's to each their own. Somebody will find it funny, someone doesn't.
And that's how it is. I mean, like, because I'm usually a huge fan of his, and I set the expectations too high. I don't know, but it's the Righteous Gemstones worked. That one is the one that caught my attention, and it was able to grab me. And I'm genuinely looking for, whenever I get done, kids go to bed, stuff like that, knocking out at least 2 or 3 more episodes. I'm hooked.
Honestly, I think anything McBride is in, he's just pure gold. Like another mad genius. Anything he's in, just his tone and like his comedy level, I think he is elevates anything he's in.
I've never seen Eastbound and Down or Vice Principals, and both those I'm very interested in seeing
Yeah.
as well. And I know he has a lot of the same actors and friends and stuff like that, are a lot of in the same series again. But I see a lot of the bloopers and the highlights from some of those shows, and it always makes me laugh. And I don't know, it just, they like the Stevie guy from Eastbound and Down, where he talks about the fake things. Again, never seen the show, but I've seen those clips and stuff like that so many times. And like even Will Ferrell talking about the plums, prime and ready for the picking. You know what I mean? That's gets me every time. I want to see the show. I want to be able to understand the whole plot of it and everything. you seen Vice Principals?
I've not. I've seen that.
So many clips of Walter Goggins in that one too, and he's very sassy, and just McBride and him going back and forth. Just some of the outtakes that they had as well. Tears. Like they are hilarious. So I'm gonna add that one to my list. And everyone at work told me Severance too was very worth it. And I'm like, I just can't get into like a serious thing. That's why I've been hooked on the whole Danny McBride. But I did look at the time here too. I know that again, this is going to be a little bit different here, but we did hit about 30 minutes, and we are about the time that I told you as well. I don't want to keep you. I know you got kids at home as well that you got to attend to, but I appreciate you chatting with me, man. That was a quick 30 minutes. I looked and I was like,
fun.
holy shit. Some good times, man. I definitely appreciate you.
I think I said the F word once, so I think I'm curious to see what the number is.
So Matt will probably say this is the least cursed episode we've ever had, so we're going to give ourselves that credit. And then also I noticed too that I believe this is episode 98. So we are fastly approaching episode 100. So we might have to do something special. Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm still T-ball. I can't stand this damn thing. I will never sign up to do anything like this again unless a judge tells me I have to.
Yeah, community service. Yeah, I'll never let my kids play T-ball. They can play baseball.
You know what, though? Little dude tagged out 5 people today. Ran up to him, tagged them all out, was hustling. Everyone else is, again, swimming in the dirt, eating it. The catcher out there was making snow angels in the dirt.
Oh, my God.
And that's the other coach's son. And everybody in the crowd laughing because, of course, it's cute and everything else. And I'm over there like gritting my teeth. I'm like, get the up. Oh,
So
there's another one. One more F.
I'm curious, though. Like, do you think these kids are, like, impacted by, like, the Savannah Bananas? Like, are they out there dancing? Or, like, you said the snow angel thing. So I was, like, thinking, like, are they out there dancing, too, before they do something?
So I don't know. I don't know how to attribute it to the Savannah Bananas or just because they're kids, but there was a little girl that was on second base that was on my team that while she was running, she was sitting there on second base waiting for the other kid to hit, and she's over there sitting there dancing, doing like the YMCA. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, and her name is Freya. And I'm like, Freya. And she's like, yeah. She's sitting there just and I'm like, hey, you know where you're running to, right? And she's like, that way. And I was like, it's actually that way. And she's like, gotcha, you know? And I'm just like, my God. And everybody in the stands are just laughing, you know? And I'm just like, I know it's children, but I want to win. And the other team had 10 kids. We had 7. And we allowed them to bat the entire rotation. We still won.
Heck yeah.
We Coach of the Year. Nominate me. Go to www.beardlaws.com/MVP and vote for me as Coach of the Year. It's not even on there, but it'd be nice if you go visit old Beard Laws. Check us out and leave some comments of another show I should watch. Is there another Danny McBride, or should I start Eastbound and Down or Vice Principals first after this Righteous Gemstones?
Watch This Is the End.
I have seen that one.
Okay.
So I have seen that. He seems to play a lot of the same character.
Yeah.
And I'm not even upset about it. I genuinely like him. But I do appreciate your time, man. I appreciate everybody listening today, too. I hope you guys have a fantastic week.
Burley wants him, too.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to hit you with that outro.
Tony, Matt, Tyson, Goat, you been and Rob are bringing this show for y'all. They're gonna say what they want and keep it raw with the show called Body Wrong.